Playful game. Entering team select screen. The Green Bay Packers, the home team, are selected. Ready.
Back in Week 16, the Dolphins won a shootout in their first matchup against the Packers. Can Green Bay avoid the sweep? Find out next.
We are pleased, as always, to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. We count down to kickoff in what should be an epic one here, as it'll be the AFC champion Miami Dolphins taking on the NFC champions, the Green Bay Packers. Brandon Gunn here with Charles Davis, and for the Dolphins, what a turnaround under first-year head coach Mike McDaniel. I mean, this is a franchise that had not won a playoff game since the year 2000, but wow, I mean, they're AFC champions.
Give them a big amount of credit for getting here, and how about this franchise in total? They have won the Super Bowl twice, but those were Super Bowls 7 and 8 in 1973-74. They are so excited to be back in the big game.
Meanwhile, the Packers are back as they look to bring another Super Bowl title home to a place aptly named Titletown.
And they're looking for their 5th win, which would tie them with the Cowboys and 49ers for 2nd all-time. They did last win it in 2011. That was Super Bowl 45. Aaron Rodgers leading them over the Pittsburgh Steelers. But when you talk about titles, and you mentioned Titletown, they've won 13 championships overall when you count all the NFL titles prior to the Super Bowl era as well. So this is a town that's used to winning, and they expect to win this one as well.
And the talk is over. We're set for the big one. Super Bowl 57. Away we go from Arizona. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30. Veteran Green Bay quarterback Aaron Rodgers ready to go for drive number 1 along with the rest of this Packer offense.
Well, we all know this past offseason that Aaron Rodgers had options, and there's a possibility he might leave Green Bay. But he chose to return to the only franchise he's known, and for the 2nd time, has them playing in the Super Bowl.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he'll work this one up to about the 38.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. From the gun, it's Rodgers.
That's complete to Peoples-Jones.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones.
And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. But Charles, as we've covered, they've already clinched their spot in the postseason, so now they just want to avoid adding any additional names to this list before the postseason begins.
Terrific observation, because trying to move up a spot, I don't know if it's worth it if you're trying to play guys who aren't quite right. Get them healthy, get ready for the playoffs, make your move then.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Rodgers going to throw. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll leave him with a 3rd and just a yard. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45.
I like this focus there, because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need 1. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. A throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5. An inside give to Jones. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. To throw is Rodgers. He rifles one that's intercepted. Nick Needham picks it off. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. That's kind of a double whammy. I mean, the interception on the opening drive, that's one thing, but to give them this field position, that's another.
Absolutely perfect start for this defense. They take the ball away on the opening possession. They know that their offense will get the ball to start the second half. They line them up in field goal position, and to me, they got a chance for a touchdown right here out of the gate.
The Dolphins take the field with Tua Tagovailoa, their quarterback from Alabama, at the helm.
And what a moment for him to start the Super Bowl right here. He's had his doubters over and over in his young career, and many of them question if he could truly be an NFL starter, let alone a Super Bowl starter. But here he is on the biggest day of the NFL season, leading a resurgent Dolphins team. How about a little bit of bonus history? He would be only the 3rd lefty to start and win the Super Bowl if he pulls this off, joining Hall of Famers Ken Stabler and Steve Young.
Strong curl. Verticals under. Level switch. DVL ins. Strong curl. Slants.
Okay, ready?
After the turnover, it's Tua. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. This Super Bowl, of course, just a huge one for this head coach. The first time he's walked the sidelines in a game of this magnitude. And you know, I might normally ask the cliche, what's going through his mind right now? But maybe the better question, CD, what do you think of the pitfalls of being a first-time head coach in this game?
Well, you know it's something that he thought about, Brandon. He had to, and he was thinking about it long before he got to this stage. As the season progressed, and he saw that his team was good, if he was smart, he started to make plans right then and there. Reach out to other coaches who have been there before. Find out how they handle winning, losing, handling all the ticket situations, travel, practice. All of those things, and then trust your gut, make your best decision, and put it all out there and give your team their best chance to win.
After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
And we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got the turnover. We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
Pitch, there are 7. Inside, HPA's power.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
First carry for Christian McCaffrey. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on 3rd down. Tua going to throw.
Square button.
And they're going to get him. They bring him down and sack back at the 16-yard line. Kenny Clark, he's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down.
We're talking about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal? That's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down.
Suggestions. There are 8 categories. You have 15 options. Field goal 33 yards is selected. On plan, there are player, there are 8 formation, there are play type, run, pass, shotgun pass, there are keep curls, slants. Come on, set.
Tua on 4th down.
Triangle button.
And that is caught. But he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge. Incomplete. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down. Well, maybe that'll help him settle back into a groove after the interception on the first drive here, picking up the first to start drive number 2.
And it is just starting over, isn't it? And sometimes it's just how you have to do it. You have to erase things from your mind. Don't worry about what happened before, because over the course of a game, the good players, things turn out pretty well for them, and that's what he's trying to do here.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. That's a 12-yard gain now on back-to-back plays.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy's setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's Rodgers. And this is caught by Watkins. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Hands it off out of the gun. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
And when the defense wins and gives up no yardage on a running play, that's something they can build on and carry themselves forward throughout the game.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now Rodgers. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
First down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. To throw, it's Rodgers. Throw right side. This is into the hands of the tight end, Tunyon. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it'll be 4th down.
I thought maybe when he caught it, he'd have a good chance of getting that first down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Field goal unit and Brian Johnson out there on the right hash. Officially, this will be a 51-yard attempt. And Johnson's kick is good. And the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead. So after drive number 3 here, we have a score, and it's 3 points after the field goal.
I would say the feeling out process for both these teams, I'd say it's over, partner. Everyone understands what's going on now. You've kind of probed a little bit. Now you want to start throwing the big shots. First 3 points up on the board could be significant.
Here's Johnson set and ready to kick this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Miami's offense set and ready to go. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10.
Entering play call, play type. There are 8 categories. There are 6 subcategories. Option is set to shotgun pass 105 plays. You have 5 options. Pass is selected. Run. Pass.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Entering play call, shotgun pass. There are 6 categories. You have 105 options. Slants is selected.
Go now.
Two now on first down. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
Good, sure hands there from a guy not accustomed to catching a whole lot of passes. But how about the way he was able to pull that one in and pick up good yardage?
Entering play call, shotgun pass, errors, keep curled, slants. Keep curls, slants.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Looking to pass. Tua. And going deep for Hill. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
To throw on second and 10. Tua under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Devondre Campbell flies in to blow that play up. A CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely, because remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring up fourth down.
Now that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 8 categories. You have 12 options. Count is selected.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on fourth down. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And this will be down by a member of the kicking team just outside of the 30-yard line. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start first and 10.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Throwing now is Rodgers. That'll be complete to Alan Lazard. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 2 yards on the pickup, but that's all they needed to move the sticks.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
On first and 10, here's Rodgers. He finds Randall Cobb with a completion. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
You always worry about those smaller receivers running through that gnarly patch of land in the middle of the field. But he did a really nice job there holding on to the football and protected himself as best he could while completing the play.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 41. Now Rodgers. That's complete, and once again it's Cobb. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Suggestions. There are 6 categories.
From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. 44 yards rushing for him now in the opening quarter of this Super Bowl.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
And that's all about recognition right there, because he's got to go from pass rush mode to pursuit mode, what defensive line coaches like to call retracing. And he's able to retreat and make the tackle for just a short gain.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal. Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you've said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
They'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Aaron Jones, a 3-yard touchdown run, as his guys are able to extend their lead. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Brian Johnson now for the extra point. He's got it, and now it's a 10-0 lead here in the opening quarter. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And the last play in the drive was a touchdown run by Aaron Jones. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. Take it in at the 3. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10.
Entering play call, run. Pitch, there's inside, HP's power.
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Shotgun pack, keep curls, slants.
1 quarter done and 3 more to play here in Super Bowl 57. 10-zip our score. The NFL on EA Sports continues right after this message. And we are back and ready to go for the 2nd quarter of the Super Bowl. Brandon Garden, Charles Davis, as always, thrilled to be with you. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. From the 25 on 2nd down, Tua. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
Entering play call, keep curls. Dagger. Keep curls.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Now Tua. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he is going to have the Dolphins 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
Entering play call, shotgun pass, keep curls, slants.
Here we go, here we go.
Setting to throw on 1st down is Tua. Wilson's got it on the crossing route. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
Entering play call, shotgun, run. Pitch, outside and inside, HP's power, zone split WK.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Ready.
Up the gut, McCaffrey. And he is going to lose yardage here. Big Kenny Clark that time pushing upfield to make the tackle for loss.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Entering play call, HP's power. AHP inside zone. Play option. Pass. Quick pass. There's Y-stick.
Here we go.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Going to the air. Tagovailoa. He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey. Good footwork at the 30. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. It was a solid check down there with pressure coming, wasn't it?
It was, because you're trying to go through your progressions. And when you have that type of pressure in your face, it changes what you're doing and how fast you have to do your reads. And able to come back and find him in open space, that's a really nice play.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. That's going to be caught. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill, 30 yards. And the Dolphins are on the board here in this Super Bowl.
As they began this last drive, things weren't exactly looking up for this offense. But after what they just did, putting the ball in the end zone, that took them away from the brink of possibly being knocked out of this game.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 8 categories. You have 15 options. Add empty selected.
Jason Sanders now for the extra point. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it ends with a touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Pick off left is selected.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Green Bay returning on offense, led by running back Aaron Jones. It may just be the second quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name looks, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. Rodgers now on first down. Looking left side for Watkins, and he's got it. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing is Rodgers. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Rodgers going to throw. He's got Tunyon complete over the middle. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
That's interference. Defense.
So the PI decline, and that'll give him a fresh set of downs.
And when you scout tight ends, one thing you want to know, just how strong they are. And we saw it in evidence there. He was able to fight through all the contact and still secure the football.
Rodgers now on first down.
Open man left side. It's the tight end DeGuara. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Looking to throw again on second down. Rodgers. They're going for Lazard, but this is intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right?
Entering play call. Run. Pitch. There are 7 outside. Inside handoff. HDA's power.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 49. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Tua. Over the middle, complete. It's Hill. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Entering play call. Shotgun pass. There are 6. Play hike. There are 8. Run. Pitch. There. Dolphin. Inside hand. H. Zone split WK.
On the double.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. McCaffrey running up the middle. And he coughed it up. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. And a little careless there, Charles, on that carry.
And it's not just having 2 hands on the ball. It's tucking it away. It's using your body to keep people shielded off. It's so many different things into taking care of it and having ball security. In that case, though, we didn't see it happen.
The Green Bay offense ready to take over.
Entering play
and 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure.
Entering play call. Play type. There are 8 categories. There are 7 subcategories.
So that's overturned. They say the knee
Run.
was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
Pass. There are 6 cap. Standard. Shotgun pass. Keep curls. Slants.
The fumble on 1st down. Now here's 2nd down.
Triangle.
Tua going to throw.
Cross button. Cross button.
This will be caught. It's Waddle. And he's down into the red zone at the 15 after a gain of 15. 1st and 10.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Entering play call. Shotgun pass. There are 6. Play. Run. Pitch. There are 7. Out. Inside handoff. Power O. Inside zone.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. shotgun to McCaffrey. Able to slither by. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 10 more there and another first down. When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He backs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
HD inside zone is selected.
They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And a good display of footwork will only get him just inside the 5 to the 4. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
And as the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. McCaffrey is into the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the 1st quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the 2nd. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 8 categories. You have 15 options. Add empty selected.
Sanders now to add the extra point. And that makes it 14-10. So that drives 7 plays in length. And the last play on the drive, the touchdown run from Christian McCaffrey. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I remember
going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
And he'll push forward for a couple to the 34. Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Now it's Rodgers. Wide open is Watkins. He's got it. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
That's defensive play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 44-yard line. Rodgers now to throw. He'll get this to Lazard. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
4 receivers in the formation here. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. 2nd and 3. Here's Rodgers. To the sideline, and oh, that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the first down. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver trying to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going, and right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Again, it's Rodgers. And he's fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And the Dolphins have got it.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Running the ball can be a struggle in this part of the field. In fact, it's a perfect spot for defenders to pin their ears back and try and work upfield, and they capture him for a loss.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. It's Tagovailoa from his own end zone. Throw right side, going to be caught here by Waddle. And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. His 2nd catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a first down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Entering play call, cheap curls. Slants.
So a much rosier picture now after that last play. Here's 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. Here's Tua.
Triangle button.
This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield.
Entering play
He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Play
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game, but in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
Power O. AHP inside zone.
Here we go. Here we go. Set. Cut.
On second down, McCaffrey. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Some people playing defense in this one. There's a little bit of the good and some bad because they did give up a touchdown run to him early, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well.
Shotgun pass. Deep curls.
Okay, right.
Two minutes on the clock in the second quarter of this Super Bowl.
Entering play call. Deep curls. Slants.
The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the third down stop. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And going deep for Hill. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Play action, it's Rodgers. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10. Here's Rodgers to throw. He'll find Lazard here over the middle. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Rodgers' throw complete here on target to Tunyon. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
On the delay, Jones. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. To throw is Rodgers. Looking for Tunyon on the crosser, and he's got it complete. And he will have a first down here as they get into field goal range, down just shy of the 20.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. They got spots, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And Jones has it over the middle. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
Well, they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Throwing now is Rodgers. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half. But the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
Two of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Rodgers again now. That is caught by Cobb. And it's a Packer touchdown. Randall Cobb in the final seconds of the first half. And the Packers have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. Now for the PAT, here's Johnson. It's good, and they'll take a 17-14 lead. So that drive goes 8 plays, and the result, a Green Bay score.
Entering play call, special teams, you have 6 options, return left is selected.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This one fielded at the 5. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
There are 8 categories. There are 6 subcategories of options set to shotgun pass. 105 plays. You have 5 options. Pass is selected. Run. Pass. Shotgun pass. Errors. Keep curls. Slants.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. So it's halftime here on sports' grandest stage in the Super Bowl. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight, as we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment. With that, let's take a look at the next-gen stats for Miami in that first half. And I can imagine the halftime discussions are about how can we improve the running game. They have not had success so far, and it's reflected on the scoreboard. Meanwhile, for the Packers, you get a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And whatever they've done, it's worked, as they have the lead through 2 quarters of play.
Defend short pass. Defend medium pass. Defend deep pass. Defend medium. Defend deep pass.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in the Super Bowl. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And they trail here in the Super Bowl, but fortunately for them, Charles, very much still within striking range.
Yeah, things didn't go exactly the way they planned in the first half. To me, they appeared to be a little bit tight, made a few errors they normally wouldn't. But, of course, this is the Super Bowl, so things get a little bit heightened in that regard. But I think they have to feel a little fortunate. They're only down what they are here starting the third quarter.
Let's go.
Starting the second half with a run by McCaffrey. Oh, what a juke into space. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
Well, Christian McCaffrey is as tough to bring down as they come at the running back position, and he proved it right there.
And as a former defender, I can tell you with certainty, those are the ones that have you losing sleep at night. I would not like to be in that film room on Tuesday going over that one. Just a pretty poor effort defensively, and it leads to a big play.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Ready, go.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again.
And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line.
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Ready.
They'll give it up to McCaffrey. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 60 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Entering play call, AHP ace power, AHP inside zone.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. This is McCaffrey on the give. And some room to work.
And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17.
Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again.
The more football I watch, the more I want to check and see if teams are going to panic when they're down on the scoreboard. And this team has shown no signs of doing that. A lot of the time, they come out after the half. Things haven't worked so well in the first go-around. They want to throw the football like crazy. But the way to open up throwing the ball is to run it. And they've run it well here to start the second half.
Now the first carry for Chase Edmonds. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They'll run with McCaffrey. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
Running game's playing a huge part in getting him down to this point on the field. I say stay with it. Keep pounding the football. Keep driving. Keep grinding.
Yeah, even down in the red zone, keep going for it.
No doubt about it. Dance with what brung you.
Back back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
3rd and goal, a big play in this Super Bowl. Tua sets up to pass it. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Dolphins have regained the lead in the 2nd half of this Super Bowl. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 8 categories. You have 15 options.
Sanders on for the extra point. And that is off the left upright. It's no good.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Pick off left is selected.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Here's the Packers offense now getting set to start off this 3rd quarter. And Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good 2nd half here. Came out of the locker room, 1-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side trying to match each other.
Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see the defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down.
He's got to be kicking himself right there. His team's already picked off 2 passes. That would have been the 3rd in the game, and boy, they've really played well attacking the football.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw, it's Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off Byron Jones. And he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Well, this defense, they've been terrific all year, and they come through with a pick-6 here on the game's biggest stage.
Perfect descriptor there, because we have seen this time and time again. This defense, the ability to take the ball away from teams, they definitely have a nose for the football, and it pays off again on that play.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 8 categories. You have 15 options. Pad empty selected. Pick pad white, pad again. On plan, player, there are 8. Formation, play height, run, pass. With pass, there are 6 Y stick.
So now on comes the Dolphins offense as he'll try and go for 2 here. After the turnover, it's Tua. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. And there's a quick momentum
swing. INT return for a pick six, and then the two-point conversion good.
And even if you're keeping your wits about you, you're thinking to yourself, okay, extra point block team going into the game now. All of a sudden you're hearing defense, everyone's scrambling for their helmets and throwing down their cups of water. That's a great position for them to be in, trying to score against that team. A little bit disjointed.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt Charles with that pick six.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort where the mistakes have happened. Can they put that aside, kind of start over, and put together a nice drive?
Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And he'll begin the drive with a give to Jones. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. And he's going to be dropped forwarding a pick up a 7 past the 30 to the 32.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
And here's Jones again on 2nd down. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Rodgers to throw on 3rd and 1. And that is incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive action speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
On now is the Packers punter as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. Now Hill to return it. They juked him. There he goes left side. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. An impressive punt return of 76 yards. And the Dolphins will extend their 3rd quarter lead here in the Super Bowl.
When you got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach. It's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they hit the ball and kick it right to him.
Entering play call, coach suggestions.
Sanders now to add the extra point.
Options, add empty selected.
And oh, it's no good on the PAT, so they can't add on here. And our score is going to stay right where it is.
Entering play call, special teams, we have 6 options, kickoff left is selected.
So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of a tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on it. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Rodgers going to throw. Got a man. It's Tunyon. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a 1st down.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. Byron Jones in there to make the tackle.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Shotgun now for Rodgers. That's complete right side to Lazard. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. Rodgers going to try and throw on 3rd down. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing is Rodgers. Finds Lazard quickly on the slant. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Throw left side complete. That's Cobb. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
On 1st down, Rodgers. This is Lazard with a catch out left. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
He kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Oh, they'll try to jet sweep here with Lazard. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
That is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it was enough to get them a 1st down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. And it's caught. And the Packers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball across the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Categories.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now Rodgers. Touchdown, Packers. Robert Tonyan from a yard out. And the Packers are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Johnson for the extra point try. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it was Robert Tonyan capping it all off on the touchdown grab.
Entering play call, special teams will have 6 options. Return left is selected.
Here's Johnson set and ready to kick this one away. Taken in at the 3.
Return button.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Now we get Tyreek Hill and the rest of the Miami offense back out there.
He's been his typical solid and reliable self, hasn't he, Charles?
When you have that go-to receiver that you can count on in a situation where you absolutely have to have him, there's nothing better for anybody who's throwing the football. But the best part is the payoff. 2 touchdowns already. That's the bottom line when you throw the ball to a guy.
Absolutely. Not over 100 yards right now, but he does have the 2 touchdown catches.
And the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23.
Ready.
And he'll start by handing this off to McCaffrey.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
It's time to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Slants.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Triangle button.
Down Tua.
Triangle button.
And going deep for Hill.
Triangle button.
And that's going to be incomplete.
Entering play call.
Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming 3rd down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of momentum. The other side is starting the game.
Triangle button.
Got a man, it's Waddle complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Entering play call, shot, play, run. H, error 7, inside, AHD inside zone.
Let's go.
Up the gun, McCaffrey. And running running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. On the tackle that time, Dean Lowry. His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him into a play action, but other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
Third quarter action in Super Bowl 57. Here's a 2nd and 10. Tua going to throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Circle button.
This will be caught. It's Waddle. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 30. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Entering play call, shotgun, click, run. Pitch, error 7. Inside handoff, AHP ace power. AHP power O. Inside zone.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Back to the ground attack here. It's McCaffrey. And he's got it down to the 28.
Entering play
That's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. 99 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
AHP ace power.
Here we go.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. McCaffrey running up the middle. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten the yard down to the 16.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
Ready, go. Go.
Now whistles and a flag, and I believe the Dolphin got going a little early. The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Entering play call. AHP ace power. AHP inside zone.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Here's McCaffrey. And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. If they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
Entering play call. Watch, run, pass. Stand, shotgun pass, keep, curl, slants.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
R1 button. Cross button.
Going to the air. Tagovailoa. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt.
Player, formation, there are 8 category. Play type, there, run, pass. Shotgun pass, there, keep, curls.
Down.
Tua on fourth down. It's a slant to Hill. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. The Dolphins can't convert on fourth down. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing.
There are 6 categories.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive if they watch the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
Just one more quarter remains in the season-long race for the Lombardi Trophy here at Super Bowl 57 from Glendale. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Folks, welcome back to the biggest stage in sports, the Super Bowl, and now we get down to the good stuff, the fourth and final quarter. On 2nd and 11 now. Rodgers. He'll drop this underneath for Jones. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. Here it's 3rd and 2. Rodgers now to throw. Able to find Lazard. And he's going to have the Packers first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
There are 6 categories.
Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And this will be a Packers first down as he gets this up past the 30.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now it's Rodgers. They'll find Lazard here over the middle.
Entering play call.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's 2nd down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Coming up on a 2nd and 6. To throw is Rodgers. Caught left side by Cobb. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Rodgers to Cobb, good for a Green Bay first. Continuing to steadily move the ball down the field. Not big play after big play, but these moderate gains getting him first downs.
And you know what they add up to, right? If you continue that pace and you continue to move it downfield, they add up into 6 points. That's exactly what you're looking for.
They go back to the ground with Jones. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. From the gun, it's Rodgers. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course, you got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down.
That's going to be caught along the sideline, and what a job of keeping his feet in bounds. They say that's a catch.
A good-looking drive for the Packers so far. It's a 1st down. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 37-yard line. Throwing now is Rodgers. Trying to lob it in there, but it's incomplete.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Here's Rodgers. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
There are 6 categories.
In search of 8 yards on 3rd down. They've already converted 2 of these on this drive, 2 for 2. Rodgers to throw once more. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Xavier Howard.
And the Dolphins are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys have been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
Entering play call, play type, run. Pitch, Dolphins zone, inside, AHP ace power, AHP inside zone.
Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10
at their own 19-yard line. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there.
108 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in this Super Bowl.
Entering play call, inside and off. There are 7 categories. You have 63 actions. HP inside zone is selected. AHP ace power. AHP inside zone.
An ideal spot here to get a 1st down and try to run some more clock, and this is 2nd and less than a yard.
Cross button.
This is McCaffrey.
Enter button.
2 yards, good
Entering
enough for a
play call,
1st.
inside and
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people
AHP
overthinking. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the 1st down.
Let's go.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Ready, go.
On the ground, McCaffrey. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Ready, set.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get it behind the line. A yard in the wrong direction. Makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Ready.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Here's Tua. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. And now we're going to get a stoppage as, yeah, that looks like Jackson who's shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 8 categories. You have 12 options. Count selected.
Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for Miami. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. Yeah, we're at the time of the Super Bowl where, look, they need points. And they need them badly. Trailing here in the 4th quarter as they begin this drive 1st and 10.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2. And it brings up 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
2nd down, another shot for Jones. And not much doing there, maybe a yard up to the 23. Not the start to the drive they were looking for. That run doesn't do much at all.
No, not at all. It leaves them with 3rd and long. And you know, this is the time of game where these drives really start to matter. They got to make some moves.
Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Here's Rodgers to throw. Open man left side, it's the tight end Tunyon. And he's going to be taken down about a yard shy of the first at the 29. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
There are 6 categories.
On now is the Packers punter. Remember, his first attempt was returned for a touchdown. Here's Hill on the return.
It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football. Miami set to take over. And they have been the better of the two sides to this point with a 2-score lead. Fourth quarter of this Super Bowl. And the Lombardi Trophy within reach as they start this drive, 1st and 10.
Shotgun pass. Play action. Puff sprint HD flat. Combo corner post.
On the ready.
Off of play action. Tagovailoa.
R1 button. R1 button. R1 button.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They trail by 2 scores in the 4th, and their defense did its job getting the fumble recovery. Time to see what this offense has left in the tank. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Rodgers. And this is caught by Watkins. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
To throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers. That's complete to Cobb. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
6 categories.
Rodgers to throw on 3rd and 1. A throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. And he's going to have a Packers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I'd love to sit down at some point in our offseason and talk to these defensive coordinators in the red zone. Tight end is obviously a big threat, yet these guys continue to make plays. Is there any other way to stop them?
Apparently not. In the red zone, like you said, that's your guy. They got it to him.
Supreme confidence in going to a playmaker.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. And again, it's Rodgers. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now Rodgers. Touchdown! Allen Lazard, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Packers have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw to the defense. They had no answer for that right there.
Out for the PAT, here's Johnson. And the lead is down to a field goal now. 5 plays there on that drive. And it ends with a Packers touchdown.
We have 6 options. Return left is selected.
Here's Johnson set and ready to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And the tension ratcheting up all around. A one-score game. Fourth quarter of the Super Bowl. This is what you folks came for. Every play with the potential to win or lose a title as they look to drain some time off this clock. To end the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a 1st down.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell them to back off of being aggressive. But sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose. And just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
Entering play call, AHB stretch.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Waddle on the jet sweep. Nifty move. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a 1st down.
I think the reason this play is so successful is not just the blocking at the point of attack, but how about the speed at which he takes the handoff? He's in motion already, so he's not coming from a flat start like a running back often is. He's at a full run by the time he gets the football.
AHB stretch.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. On a jet sweep, here comes Waddle. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
It's interesting because when I'm watching college football and I'm evaluating guys for the draft now, my list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, it's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks. But it doesn't matter what you call a position, it's who you put there. And there we saw completion.
And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 29-yard line. Over 100 yards receiving for him now in the Super Bowl.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking to pass. Tua. Wilson's got it on the crossing route. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
Entering play call, keep curls. Slants.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, this has certainly been a nice drive with the way they've spread the football around. Here, they even get the fullback involved in the passing game. That's got to cause a lot of consternation on the defensive side. You got to cover him, too. That makes things really difficult.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
Circle button. Circle button.
Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Kenny Clark able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening.
How about that, partner? His second sack of the game, and that puts him in some pretty good company. 17 guys have had 2 sacks in the previous 52 Super Bowls, but only 3 have had the record number of 3 sacks in this game.
And we've got the list here. If he gets another one and everyone behaves nicely, we might just list those out for him.
Coach Pick FGY shove. Field goal 31 yards. On plan. There are 8 formation. There are 8 categories. There are play, run, pass, shotgun pass, keep curls.
And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning.
Lost
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They're looking at a 4th down now as they try to hold on to this lead for dear life.
Play type, there are 8, run, pass, shotgun pass, there, keep curls.
Okay, right?
Tagovailoa going for it on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop. So that's a decision that could loom pretty large here. They go for it on 4th down, but come up empty.
But I actually like the call, and the reason? It shows me a head coach has faith in his team overall. First, on the offensive side, thinking they can pick it up, but also knowing that he has faith in his defense that if they don't, they'll go out there and stop him. I like the confidence he showed.
Back to throw, Rodgers. Finding Watkins. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Rodgers to throw. Able to find Jones. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. First down now, but the clock continues to move. He's going to let it fly. And this one is incomplete.
Partner, they've been aggressive, airing it out all game long, and no better evidence than those last 2 snaps. They weren't going to beat this coverage, though, 2 plays in a row, and that one falls incomplete.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw is Rodgers. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Jones. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Now Rodgers. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. They'll run it with Jones. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. A new lease on life after the 4th down conversion. Here's 1st and 10. Caught on the right side by Jones. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. Very much in range for a tying field goal as they hurry to the line. He'll find Jones again, complete. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to potentially send us to overtime. And his kick here is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds. And now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I were going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
Return left is selected.
So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. And with time of factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll start things out at the 25.
Special block management. Specialty block management. Fix spike 3. Holding heel.
On the set.
And they will take a knee here as time will likely run out on regulation. And we'll go to overtime.
Entering play call, clock management. There are 2 categories.
Fourth quarter is not enough. For all even, and to overtime we go.
How much fun is this for everyone who's watching the game? How much fun is it for us to see this one get an extra period to get settled?
Heads. Receive. Defend L. Entering play call, kickoff middle. Kickoff left.
So advantage Packers here. They'll possess the ball first with a chance to win it here in overtime. And we will not see a return to start overtime. It'll come out to the 25-yard line. The Packers ready to take over offensively. And CD, we get to see the debut of the brand new postseason overtime rules. Now as everybody is learning, both teams are going to be guaranteed an offensive possession. So they might get the ball first here, but a touchdown does not right away win the game.
And we saw many marker games along the way that sparked a lot of conversation. But the Buffalo-Kansas City game, the 2022 playoffs, that really brought about this rule change. What an amazing game, a true classic. Ended in overtime without Buffalo getting a shot with the football, and the people didn't like that at all. So starting this season, if you make the playoffs, you'll get a chance to answer if the other team scores first, and that way you get a chance to keep a great game as well as your hopes alive as you chase the big prize.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Second and 10. Now it's Rodgers. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
As soon as he leaped out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
A 3 and out could really hurt here in this opening drive of overtime. Big third down coming. Throwing is Rodgers on third down. And he
wisely will throw that one away. So their defense did its job. Now they're going to get the football with a chance to win it.
And it feels like they ran out on the field, and right before they did, they told the offense, don't worry about this. We got you. Okay, we've got the situation under control. We'll get it back for you for a chance to win the game, and boy, they did it well.
On now is the Packers punter. On for a very important punt here in overtime. And this returnable for Hill. It'll be a 41-yard punt, give him 5 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over.
That
last defensive stand, that is the defensive stand of the season. I mean, you get it on this stage in overtime of the Super Bowl, and now you've set your offense up here, Charles. All they need is a field goal, and they're world champs.
Agreed, partner. And if I'm calling plays on offense right now, I'm looking at my play sheet, and I'm looking for what plays get the ball to my best players right now. How do they touch it, and who do I trust with the football in this situation? Big-time trophy on the line, championship on the line.
No gain on the play, and that's going to bring up second down. Tua going to throw.
Triangle button. Circle button. Circle button.
This one finds Wilson downfield. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A gain there of 21 yards.
I know we just saw a nice throw and catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
Entering play call, shotgun pass, errors, play hike, run. Pitch, error 7, out, inside handle, AHP ace power, AHP inside zone.
All they need is a field goal. Any kind of score here on this second drive would be a game winner. It's 1st and 10. This is McCaffrey on the give. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Overtime here out west, and you got a team from the Eastern time zone. Maybe their body clock's a little thrown off, or is that overhyped?
I don't think it's overhyped, and I think that for most teams, you're hoping that your mind overrules your body, because your body's looking for slippers and bedtime clothes, right? They're looking for the pajamas. But in this case, you've got to stay with it mentally. And what a lot of teams do, they never change their watches. They always say on East Coast time, and just go ahead that way to try to defeat any defensive movement to the west.
After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? Lava's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards.
Entering play call, in AHP ace power, AHP inside zone.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense. Linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Pass, skin, shotgun pass, keep curls, slants.
Ready.
Tagovailoa to throw on 2nd down here. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. It was a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. Throwing is Tagovailoa on third down here. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Entering play call, coach suggestion, kick FG rollout, field goal 49 yards.
So it all rests now on the right foot of Jason Sanders. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. So we'll take a break with them and be right back.
Entering play call, coach suggestions.
And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. This undoubtedly the biggest kick of his life. That is inches from the upright. It's no good. Wide to the left, and we will play on here in overtime.
Oh, that's so deflating, Brandon, because you know he was thinking to himself, just give me a shot. Just put us in a position to win the game, and I'll get it done. With this kick, not on target, and we'll keep going here.
Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones.
And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47.
First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
That was pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
From just outside of field goal range. 3 points, all that's needed. Here's 1st and 10.
Rodgers going to throw. He's got the hook up to Lazard.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Charles, he's now over 400 yards passing in this one. It feels like he has a zillion completions. Just a very memorable effort from a guy that we thought could be in line for a big game, and he has exceeded our expectation.
That he has, and I'm not really surprised at all, because when you look at this offensive unit, they are loaded across the board. And, of course, the guy throwing them, he's a big-time player himself. They brought it from start to finish and really don't get the better of the opposing secondary.
He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2. He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game. And how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry? I'd stay with him.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
I bet they thought they had picked that one up, because it was a 3rd and 2 call, and they got awfully close. Now we're 4th and inches. I wonder if they think they're feeling lucky here and maybe want to go pick it up.
Entering play play call. Coach suggestions. There are 6 categories. Safe man lift. On plan, there are 6 categories. Formation, there are 6 categories. Play type,
so now this one's going to rest on the foot of their second-year kicker. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. So as they head to the sidelines, we'll head to this break on EA Sports.
Safe man lift. Base lock. Safe man lift. Base lock lift.
So on is their kicker, and it's down to this. This to win it in overtime. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good, and we will play on here in overtime. Well, listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
Entering play call. Run. Pass. Shotgun pass. There. Keep curls. Slants.
Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 44. Here's Tagovailoa to throw.
Cross button.
And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. 2 yards on the pickup there. And that will bring up 2nd down.
And the big guy catches the ball in the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Tua. It's a slant to Hill. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A gain there of 21 yards. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Entering play call. Shot. Play. Run. Pitch. Errors. Outside. Inside. And AHP ace power. AHP inside zone.
This now in field goal range. It's a question of when you want to try it. Here's 1st down. They'll give it up to McCaffrey. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Well, that's a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Well, if you look where that play starts, O-line versus D-line, that was a battle won by the D-line.
Yeah, and oftentimes it's won by quickness off the ball. Who can handle the guy across from them best? On that play, the defensive line did exactly that.
Slants. Keep curls.
Thought we might see the field goal unit on 3rd down, but the offense still out there. Out of the gun on 3rd down. Here's Tua. To the sideline, and oh, that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the 1st down. 5 yards on the play there, and the drive will continue. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
Thick punt shovel. Thick punt double aerial. Thick FGY shovel.
Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT.
Entering play call. Punt. Thick punt shovel. Thick punt double aerial. Thick FGY shovel. Thick punt. Thick FGY shovel. Field goal 39 yards.
So 4th down, 2 departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit. And now the Packers going to take another timeout. So we'll take a break with them and be right back.
Entering play call, special teams. There are 2 categories.
Jason Sanders now for the Miami field goal. From the left hash, this from 39. And his kick is good. The field goal is through the uprights, and they've won the Super Bowl. And the Lombardi Trophy has a home in South Florida. The Miami Dolphins are your Super Bowl champions. And their remarkable season ends in the most remarkable of ways. They get to put next to their name, Super Bowl champion.
And they can't ever take that away, can they?
Nope.
That lasts forever. So good to see the emotion when it's all said and done. You see the hugs. You see the guys sharing, the collective happiness. Makes me want to carry you around a little bit on my shoulders to celebrate the triumph. And congratulations to them. A fantastic season.
Entering post-game screen, you have 5 options. Finish game is selected.